Hello YouTube, this is Jose Sports Talk, and I just want to make a quick kind of match review of FC Barcelona versus Real Madrid in the final of the Spain Super Cup final or Spanish Super Cup final. Honestly, the first couple, I would say the first third, I would say most of the first half, 30 until like minute 30 or 35 or something like that. That's when the game started to like kind of like go up in pace. You know, from the first 30 minutes, I think it was just Real Madrid parking the bus and trying to catch us on the counter. And Barcelona were just, they had mostly they had control of the ball, pressuring, but not too much. I didn't see them, pressure super hard. Maybe because they didn't have to, because Real Madrid was just parking the bus the whole time. So I don't know. The beginning it was so boring. I felt like I remember when they hit the 25th minute mark, I was like, this game feels like it's taking forever. Honestly, like I felt like the game was never ending. Honestly, like I was like, dude, this feels like it's been already like a whole 45 minutes, and it's only been 25 minutes. But 30th minute mark, it started to ramp up, and it started to look better. But for both sides, honestly, they both started to pick up the pace, and that's good because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a spectacle, right? We're supposed to enjoy this, and kind of I would say like you're supposed to enjoy it. It's not supposed to be like a team, like how do I say? It's supposed to be competitive. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a spectacle. It's something you look forward to during the whole week. Since we knew the outcome of the who was going to be in the final. It's something you've been waiting for days, and you want to see an exciting match. You don't want to see just a team parking the bus and the other one just attacking or just holding possession. Getting nowhere with the ball. So once the game started going, it was a good game. It was back and forth. Barca scored and then Madrid scored and then Barca scored and then they tied and then it was exciting. It was a really good match. But I think there were times where I don't think this performance from Barcelona was the best. There were times where Barcelona seemed to be out of it. I would say like the first goal against like that solo run from Vinicius, where I mean you know at the end of the day, that was incredible. Like it is what it is. That was an incredible run. Can't take any credit from him. It was an incredible run, and honestly, like, but I think they could have done more. I mean, when you look at it, Kunde is already like both Kunde and Kubarsi already like are marking him, but they already have like their arms behind their backs, trying not to get like a handball. Can't it's very hard to mark these players for Real Madrid because you know that if you reach out a little bit or if you put your body on them a little bit, you're gonna get a penalty call or you're gonna get a yellow card or a red card. So it's really hard to mark these players and tackle them and actually defend because you know that you're always probably gonna get a yellow or a red card or a foul that's gonna lead up to a penalty or a free kick or something, right? So I know that Kubarsi and Gunde could have done better, but it's also like it's not much like with the circumstances, what I'm trying to explain that the way Madrid is and how the refs treat Madrid, it's kind of hard too as well to for them to like try to actually defend properly. But honestly, I don't know. I'm happy they won. I'm happy they won. It was like I said, it was boring. It was back and forth. I think Lamine Yamal played kind of bad, but I would say this right. When it comes to Lamine Yamal's game, right, I would say that Lamine Yamal kind of struggled because if you notice, after Carreras got that yellow card, Lamine Yamal was cooking. Because before that, before the yellow card, it seems like Carrera was like untouchable. Like this man could not get a yellow card for anything. He could come up to Lamine Yamal and sock him in the face, and it seems like he will not get a yellow card until he got that yellow card. Lamine Yamal couldn't do anything because it was kick after kick after kick after kick. Like it's been like since the last El Clasico, it's been like that. So I think that he played bad, but the circumstances were also that um, he was getting fouled a lot. And when you're getting fouled a lot, you kind of get discouraged to take on people. And then, not only discouraged, but, you also, it stops the flow of the game. It stops like Lamine Yamal, running and taking on people because at the end of the day, if you see that the ref is not calling fouls on you and you keep getting kicked and you keep getting kicked, what are you gonna do eventually? You're just gonna end up passing the ball back and try to slow down the play or keep yourself safe because you're getting kicked and the ref is not doing anything. And you're not gonna sit here and just keep taking it all game just for you to get injured, especially in a Super Cup final. Like obviously it's a trophy, but it's not like it's not like the biggest trophy of them all. It's like the least valuable trophy out of all of them. So why risk it all for one small trophy? But but good game, you know, do good game for Barca, but not for Lamine Yamal. And also I want to talk about Rafinha. This man's awesome. I think, in my opinion, what he did last year, he deserved to win the Ballon d'Oro. I think that the numbers he put up in Champions League were one of a kind. Obviously, he tied Ronaldo's record in Champions League, and no one else did that. And I think that merits it. Like, and not only that, but what he did in La Liga, Copa del Rey, Supercopa, and Champions League, he was the best player overall out of everyone. I think that I think they tried really hard not to give it to him. I think also that this is a conversation for another video, but I think that the PR for Lamine Yamal kind of didn't help Rafinha win the Ballon d'Oro because all the hype was going towards Lamine Yamal for him to win it, and he didn't get it. He ended up like in fifth place. But anyways, that's a different conversation. Besides the point, Rafinha, big, he's a big game player, bro. He's always shows up in every game, and honestly, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened last season and this season. I don't know if it's Hansi Flick that he supports him or the training he does, new training, new diet, new mentality, and talks to a therapist. I don't know, whatever it is, he needs to keep doing it because he's playing at a different level. Like, that first goal he missed, I was like, dang, all right, this is the old Rafinha from like 2 seasons ago. Then he scored the first goal. The first goal was harder to score than the first chance he had that he missed. Like, this man's insane. Like, the fact that he's on the left wing and then he runs on the wing. I don't know who he took on. I forgot what defender he took on, and then gets a little bit of space and shoots it with his left and shoots it on the like bottom right corner precisely, like perfect, where Courtois couldn't reach it, but it's like right in the corner where like if it's a little bit more to the right, he misses. Like, it's insane. Like that's a perfect goal. And then he's like running back and forth, like pressing. He's like defending. There's like a play where he tackles Vinicius and the ball goes out and like he's just awesome, bro. And I hope this season he wins the Ballon d'Or. I hope that we could win more trophies this season, and I hope he takes it, honestly, because he deserves it. He deserved it last season, and he deserved it this season, and hopefully he deserves it this season, and he wins it next year or next season. Because he's amazing, honestly. Like, the level he's at right now, it's insane. And honestly, and I was one, and this is also another conversation for a different video, but I regret, like, back in the day, in the summer, I thought Nico Williams was the option and the player that we needed. Turns out not. The player that we needed was in our team the whole time, which was Rafinha. And it also helps that he has competition. He has solid competition in Rashford, even though he missed a sitter today that could have finished the game completely. Could have finished the game 4-2. But I think that with the performances he's had when Rafinha was injured, I feel like Rafinha also that made him have like a click in his brain, like something like spark in his brain where he's like, if I don't get it together, this guy's gonna take my spot because he's scoring, he's assisting, he's doing everything, and he sometimes he even starts tracking back. So I think that also helps that we have Rashford on the team. Um, and when it comes to any other player, I think all the other players did pretty well. Pedri did well. De Jong did. I think he did pretty well, even though he got a red card, which was a red card. There's no denying that. It's clearly a red card. He got a red card. Who else? Fermin. I've been saying this for a while. I haven't said it in the videos, but I feel like Fermin is a player that thrives against teams that have a lot of space. So if a team opens up like they're playing attacking football, he thrives in that because he has enough time and space to take shots, which is really he's really good at that and going in and looking for goals. And I think this wasn't the game because they Madrid parked the bus basically and just was playing on the counter. So I think that Fermin didn't play that well. Um, who else am I missing? Lewandowski. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, score that goal. But other than that, I think honestly, like it sucks, right? Because we all know the player Lewandowski was in his prime, and I feel like I tell my friends this all the time. I was like, if we could get a striker right now, I would just wish we could get a prime Lewandowski because a prime Lewandowski is better than any player that's out right now, any striker that's out right now. But unfortunately, Father Time is undefeated, and it sucks, but it is what it is. He's getting up there in age. Honestly, other than the goal, he didn't really do anything. He scored that one goal, and before that and after that, he was a ghost. Every ball, every pass he got, it was not controlled. It wasn't controlled properly. He can't run. He can't take on players anymore. He's just not that. He's old. There's no way around it. I can't explain it any other way. He's getting old. Yeah, but then you see the goal he scores. That instinct. That killer instinct in front of goal doesn't go away. He might not be able to be fast on the ball when he's going one on ones anymore. But that split second just to like touch the ball and just chip it over the goalie just to like put it right there on the right that bottom right corner is insane. But I think he did. I'll give him like a 6 out of 10. As a rating or something. Gundad played awful. I think he was out of it today. Vinny was doing what he wanted with him. I think Garcia also played pretty bad, which sucks, But I feel like he needs to be a little bit more physical. I think he's a little bit too much. Like he's kind of scared to go for a tackle. We need a someone with that's more aggressive. And right now we don't have anyone because who played on? I think it was him and Eddie Garcia in the back, So we need a player that's aggressive and can be more aggressive and tackle more, Because that goal against like that solo goal Vinicius scored. I think Garcia could have done a lot more. Honestly, he he just stood there and kind of watched and put his hands behind his back, and that was it. Which I think he could have stepped up a little bit more and kept him from shooting because he gave him too much space. I think Eddie Garcia is an animal, bro. This man is different, bro. This man is like, I don't know how to explain it, man. This man can play any position and do good all the time. It's insane, honestly. Um, Balde, I mean, there wasn't much going on that side. I mean, he had a normal game. Honestly, I don't remember any bad moments. I don't remember any good moments. Um, I think those are all the starters. I honestly don't remember the any of the subs that came in other than Gerard Martin, and I don't remember seeing much of Gerard Martin and that sitter Rashford miss was crazy. Honestly, you know at least hit it near post. At least so the goalie can block it, and you can be like, "Oh man," but he blocked it instead of just whiffing it and just it just goes out super wide, which is crazy, man. And you're a one on one. And the crazy part is, all right, let's say right, he's a right-footed player. Okay, cool. You're a professional though. He's a professional player. He should be able to not depend on his right foot in that certain angle and just, dude, he's a right-footed player. He can't shoot with his left, but he still missed because that angle with shooting with your right is hard. So just shoot it with your left. You missed regardless, so just switch your foot and just shoot it with your left. Um, but other than that, I don't remember who else came in. Oh, Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo came in, and I think that sub was perfect. That's the sub we needed from the beginning of the first half because Dani Olmo, he's a player that thrives in those kind of games. In a game where the opposition is in the back parking the bus, because he's a player that keeps the ball close to his feet and likes to dribble in tight spaces and pass the ball and flick it and do all these fancy things. That's him. That's who he is. Firmino is a player that likes to play like fast pace, against teams that play attacking football, and he's running and he's taking on players, and he takes a shot and from far away outside the box and he scored the bank. That's for me. Dani Olmo, he's a player you put against a team like Real Madrid, where they're parking the bus, where they're sitting deep, and this is the guy we need. He comes in, he does like a 1-2 with Lamine, where Lamine flicks the ball from behind, and Dani Olmo runs, and he takes on a player, and he does this and does that. Like, that's the player. That was the sub we needed, and we got it, and it was perfect. I think the game kind of changed as well when he came in. Joan Garcia. Oh my God, bro. Joan Garcia is awesome, bro. Joan Garcia is the best. The things especially towards the end, because you could say, oh, they were straight to him, the ball or whatever, right? Toward the last two chances towards the end of the game. But you felt like, I know me towards the end, I felt that pressure and I felt nervous and I felt like we were about to lose, or they were about to tie and we were gonna go to extra time. And I felt like if we went to extra time, we were gonna lose. And this man was there when we needed him, catch the ball, didn't get nervous, didn't nothing. He was just solid. And yes, he got scored on twice. The first goal, I blame it more on defense than Joan Garcia. And the second goal was just like a lucky ball that just happened to, rebound on his foot, the Madrid player's foot, and he just happens to flick it and it goes. It's just lucky, right? So it's not really his fault. But other than that, I think, celebrate the final. Obviously it's the Super Copa. It's not like a major trophy, but it's a trophy, and we should celebrate these moments. As Barca fans, we've been through the post Messi era, where we didn't win a single trophy, and just celebrate these moments, and be happy, and not take these moments for granted, because we all know that, especially the older Barca fans like me, that's been around since like the late 2000s, in the Pep Guardiola era, where we thought that this was going to be forever, that we were going to win trophies back to back to back to back every season. And then, Luis Enrique leaves, Valverde comes, he does all right. Then the post Messi era happens, and we don't win anything, or struggling financially. We can't win. We can't even win a La Liga, Copa del Rey, or Super Copa. We can't win anything. So, and we know that those moments suck and they're hard, and so we gotta celebrate these moments, enjoy these wins, enjoy these players, because in a couple of years, we're gonna be sitting and looking back and be like, dang, what was the flick era like? Hopefully we could win a Champions League. I pray that during this era of the flick era, that we could win a Champions League, and make this team a legendary team. Like the Pep Guardiolas, like the Luis Enriquez, like the Rijkaards, or like the Cruyff team. Like all those teams that have just not won domestic trophies, but also won the Champions League. And I hope, and I think these players have the potential to do that. So, like I said, good game. Kind of boring at the beginning, but we won. That's the important thing. We took the trophy home 2 times. Two times in a row. We took it. We're taking it home. Now it's La Liga. We gotta stay strong in La Liga. Keep going. So we could win La Liga, because the most important thing is La Liga, and then Champions League, and these smaller trophies like Super Copa and Copa del Rey. So hopefully, we got one trophy down. Now we got Champions League, La Liga, and Copa del Rey. So we got 3 more trophies to go. Hopefully we could take at least 2 out of the 3 left. But yeah, hopefully we could keep going strong. Hopefully we don't get any serious injuries on players like Rafinha. Hopefully that Rashford could bring his level up and be better, and hopefully Jamal could also be better too as well, and we just could keep moving forward. But anyways, I think that's the end of the video. It's late at night and I'm ready to go sleep. So, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you again in Jose Sport Talks, and I'll see you next time.